maybe the most important event of the week, maybe of the year, are Nvidia's earnings. They're out Wednesday afternoon, and to say they are a big deal is an understatement. So we brought on two big deals to talk about it. Gene Munster, managing partner, Deepwater Asset Management; Dan Ives, global head of technology research at Wedbush Securities, both coordinating and rocking some pink today, by the way. So appreciate that. No, it's my race car helmet is pink.
I think Gene wearing pink's bullish,
Yeah, this is
too.
a big deal for me. Usually
Pink is now the bullish color. Let's talk about this, Dan Ives. How big are Nvidia's earnings on Wednesday night?
It's a Super Bowl, not just for tech earnings, but I think this market, right? I mean, the reality is that there's only one godfather of AI, and that's Jensen. And Nvidia, look, it's the foundation in terms of what demand looks like, in terms of what we're seeing. And, Gene and I talk about it often. I think it's going to be actually a huge positive growth catalyst that we see, not just for Nvidia, but for tech stocks. But it all comes down to, on Wednesday night, you're going to be able to hear a pin drop on trading floors around the world.
I just don't know, Gene, how you even plan for this. Normally, you've got the analyst estimates, you've got a little bit of a whisper number. If they kind of come in a little bit above it, it's good news. Everybody knows Nvidia's numbers are going to be gigantic. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, it's not only a fair statement. Back on the 28th, Jensen went at the GTC. He basically gave us the playbook through the end of next year. He said this $500 billion in Blackwell and Rubin revenue. If you take that for his word that they're going to be able to do that, now if they can get supply, that implies a 54% revenue growth rate for next year. The street's at 41%. Now it's come up from 34 to 41, but that's the gap. As I think about this, Brian, that's the gap between where they've set the bar on the 28th.
He gave us 54% revenue growth. I don't know a lot about Wall Street, except I do know this. 54% ain't going to do it when it comes to the stock, is it? It's going to have to be better than 54%, isn't it?
I don't think it needs to be better than 54 this week. I think it needs to be better than the 41 where the street's at.
Yep. And to Gene's point, look, we're just getting back from Asia, being there 3 weeks. Demand to supply for Nvidia chips is 12 to 1. So it comes down to there's one chip.
12 people want to order for every one potential chip that exists to order.
So there's one chip in the world fueling the AI revolution. And that's why it speaks to our view that anyone that talks, and Gene and I talk about it all the time, anyone talks about an AI bubble here, we are in the third inning of where this is all playing out. And I think that's why this is an inflection point. You're going to see ultimately what the demand looks like from Jensen himself. And I view it as a bullish catalyst for tech stocks.
Here's the worry, though. Again, not a tech expert like you guys, but I do know also that technology changes. It evolves. And I think, Gene, if I was, now I guess I have to play the role of the bear-ish, right? Mm-hmm. If I was going to be the bear, I would say that what if somebody else comes out with a much better chip and all of a sudden NVIDIA's chips aren't as good as they are right now?
Well, I just don't think that's simply even in the equation, or at least over the next 6 quarters. But to your point, maybe 2-3 years down the road. And that's, I think, probably the biggest takeaway that your viewers should glean from this week is that we're still early in AI. Now, the companies that benefit from that will change over time. They'll kind of have 2-3 year chapters of growth rate. But I think that the undeniable truth here is that we have just scratched the surface in terms of where this is all going. And when I hear talk about Peter Thiel selling or SoftBank selling NVIDIA stock, I think it lands on something where they've made some money, but I think ultimately we're still so early, and there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to benefit from this over the next several years.